Hello to you and welcome to Adelante Chicago. I'm Lourdes Duarte. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bienvenidos. Let's start with the hundreds of students, thousands really, that will descend on downtown Chicago in just 2 weeks. The United States Hispanic Leadership Institute, USHLI, puts on a remarkable conference that has had speakers like President Barack Obama, Bill Clinton. And joining us now to tell us about the upcoming 3-day event is Victoria Villalpando, who is the Program and Communications Manager at USHLI. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me here, Lourdes.
It's nice to have you. Let's talk about this conference. I think this year it takes on a very special significance because we've got thousands of really high school students that are coming in at a time when we're dealing with this whole controversy and debate over DACA. So how do you address that and how do you ease some of the concerns that the kids may have and questions?
Yes, I think the conference is right now in an extremely significant time because we have until March 3rd to really push forward the issue of DACA and find a permanent solution. So by offering this conference, we're providing students with possible skill sets that they may need to organize locally, to address or even talk to elected officials, and even to find a way to target specific issues and unify as a group so that when they're able to present this issue to conference, they can do that uniformly.
Okay. And you said that one of the things that you're dealing with this year is that kids are now afraid to fly because of what could happen or what may happen, or just kind of not knowing what the future holds for them. So what are they doing to get to this conference? Because they're coming from all across the country.
Exactly. So 13% of our attendees are on DACA. And so they're renting buses, they're carpooling, they're doing whatever they can to get to the conference without going through an airport. So sometimes, I know last year we received calls, you know, what if something happens along the way, who do we contact? And I would give them my personal cell phone and possibly connect them to somebody just in case they are stopped by immigration on the way to the conference. But it's a concern of ours because it's also a safety issue.
Yeah. And it goes to show you how much these kids want to be involved and want to be a part of the process, that they would risk something like that happening.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Let's talk about some of the curriculum that you have during the conference, some of the different speakers and things that they'll be able to take part in. So tell me about that. I know you've had some remarkable speakers in the past, and I imagine this year's no different.
Exactly. This year, I'm extremely excited about our speaker lineup, primarily because we're honoring Silvia Mendes. She, at the age of 8, was played an instrumental role in desegregating schools in California, and this happened before Brown versus Board. So her case later became formed the groundwork for Brown versus Board, which eventually desegregated schools across the country.
Okay, wow,
Yes.
That's amazing. And then aside from that, you've got a Latina breakfast panel. You've got a number of different workshops and things like that that the kids can take advantage of.
Exactly.
What types of things will they learn other than, you know, the politics, the political side of everything that's happening right now? What other leadership skills do you think they can take out of it?
Right now we're focusing on workshops that focus on career building and workforce development. We have workshops on how to apply to graduate school, workshops on personal brand and marketing and how you can build a resume. Like, these are instrumental issues that, or not issues, but topics that they need to address. And skill sets that they need to learn before they even enter the workforce. So it's not just being politically involved, but it's also developing your personal self as you go through the conference.
Growth, some growth for these kids. Let's talk about USHLI in general. For people that maybe are not familiar with it, it's the United States Hispanic Leadership Institute. It has been led for years by Dr. Juan Andrade. And so now you're sort of in a transitional period because he's done so much through the decades to get us to where we are right now. So you guys are looking at, you know, the next 20, 40 years. What do you focus on once this whole DACA issue gets resolved? I guess what's the vision?
The vision, I would say, is to focus on servant leadership. That has been part of Dr. Andrade's message from the beginning of the organization, is to teach not just students, but young professionals that it's important to give back to the community and to be in a position where it's not just about yourself, but it's about helping others.
Okay. That's all good things. How is Dr. Juan Andrade doing?
He's doing wonderful.
He's doing
Thank
wonderful.
you.
I know you said that he's got a lot to say these days.
He does.
Because of everything that's been going on. What has his feeling been like, and overall, how is he playing a role in some of the discussions that we're having when it comes to DACA and immigration reform, and just Congress being so divided?
Exactly. Well, we're actually part of the National Hispanic Leadership Agenda. It's a organization that is comprised of the 40 or 42 different Latino organizations across the country, and they release public statements. They do all kinds of things to tell Congress that all the Latino organizations are united in one, and this is the message that they want to convey to Congress.
Okay.
So it's something that he's active in, and he also sits on the board.
Okay, wonderful. Well, tell him we say hello. Let's get the information up on the screen about the conference that's coming up again. Thousands and thousands of students coming in from all across the country. There it is. 36th National Conference. It's at the Sheraton. Is that correct? That's where it is every year. Kids stay overnight. It's February 15th through the 18th. 312-427-8683, ushli.org, and you can find out about the conference and some of the other events that you've got going on throughout